Hello, YouTube. This is Doug Robbins, and I'm excited because I found the video I've been talking about. It was by a page called Splattercast. I've never really heard of it, but apparently that's the one I watched last night. And it was called The Halloween Movie We Never Got. Um, and I still can't. Apparently, a couple of dipshits that I got frozen on the video now, I never heard of, nor would I care about, but this guy's licking their dicks, talking in the video. But it was going to be a reboot uh, in 20 um, and because I knew there was something about like getting rid of all the sequels, and they did. They would this would get rid of the sequels. It would just be from the first one, and the dumbass Charlize Theron movie I found because I couldn't understand him because he talks like he had a mouthful of shit. Apparently, it was called Young Adult. In this dumbass movie, apparently the plot is soon after a divorce, a fiction writer returns to her home in small town Minnesota, looking to rekindle a romance with her ex boyfriend, who's now happily married and has a newborn daughter. And then the movie, it was basically some college student after failing out in life has to move back home and tries to rekindle with a boyfriend, and it has something to do with failure. Um, so again, was I 100% right? No, I'm a fucking 1,000% right because that sounds even dumber than what I remember because I saw her Charlize Theron looking all fucking depressed, knowing that she's not in good movies and she's not that good an actress. And I certainly would not want her in any of my Halloween films, especially with a dumbass premise like that. And especially since this was in 2012, so this would have meant we wouldn't have gotten the fucking Bloomhouse trilogy, and they can suck my fucking dick. Um, but with a better good guy, and do that with the TV series, that could work because it's keeping Michael Myers mysterious. Because you look at Halloween 2007 and you look at Halloween Ends, and they're basically the same movie. In they're it's like Halloween Ends was almost a remake of Halloween 2007 in the fact that Michael's killing, getting back at the bullies, and it's a little more sympathy for the devil uh, type of slasher than your standard Halloween movie. Um, but with a tragic side because Halloween 2007, whether you like it or not, probably the part I was like, oh, the most. And again, Michael's a fucking psycho killer. But like, he kisses his little sister, and then he takes the mask off, shows the picture of him holding her as a baby, and she's like, "What the fuck is this?" She's like, "I don't understand." And Michael's on his fucking knees. I mean, you better thank Jesus, God, Mary, everybody that Jesus on it, or that Michael's on his knees and got his mask off and is like, put his weapon down. Like you haul balls or be as nice to him as you have to get yourself out of that situation, or find a lot better, shot to stab this giant in than just a shoulder. But that's a video for another day. Um, because Halloween Ends was a big. It was that tragedy. It was, you know, town making a monster, the catharsis for the audience of killing the bullies and all kind of the mean pricks. Um, but yeah, a better good guy. You know what I mean? Um, Now again, this script that they proposed, I'd probably have to read it myself, and but it just, and I don't know, I don't care for all that extra shit is, you know, putting onions into my soup, and I'm not an onion guy. I hate onions. You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to eat my potato soup or chili, and they're like, "Hey, put some onions in it." I'm like, "Hey, you want to kiss my ass?" No, I don't want that. But what I do want is Michael Myers is supposed to be the mythic part. That's a haunted house. They may be right. Uh, every kid in Haddonfield says this place haunted. They may be right. The mythic, the boogeyman. Um, Michael. Because here's the thing. Yes, at the end of the day, I keep being flippant, but no, or flippant. Michael Myers is obviously the dude that kills every year. But if you keep it mysterious, and it's more the POV shot, and maybe some years it's Michael, some years it's a copycat killer, and then maybe season one, uh, or if you want to save it till the very end, but like season one, it's like, yep, it's been one killer, it's Michael, but it's like here's a supposed NFL, or excuse me, here's a supposed 911 call. And it's Michael, so all you would hear is breathing. Or if you hear, fuck you, I'm gonna kill you, then that's the copycat. Um, if you set the shit in the 90s or the 80s, uh, you got a or not a VCR, you got a video camera, a camcorder, maybe it's on the ground and you see Michael Myers walking, and the little glimpses, but it's every Halloween. And, I feel like you can play with that, especially with the right good guy. And certainly not tying this shit to failure. You know what I mean? Because it's Halloween. I want a sympathetic baby face that I can get behind, root for, and love while Michael's doing his thing. And I just don't, you know, that's fine for the real world. Absolutely. I mean, hey, some kid can't make it on his own or her own and has to come back home. Cool. I mean, that happens all the time. That doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to be excited about that shit for a Halloween movie. And because I know the way I'm selling it right now, it doesn't particularly sound like me of why I'm truly excited. Because to me, if done right, it could be like a Slender Man thing, or the potential for Michael to show up on the fucking dark web, or people trying to snippets, but cool snippets that are satisfying enough for this premise. Because again, this premise could get old fast if done wrong. Um, so I would definitely think it takes somebody, the right writer. Like how Slender Man is an internet legend. Same thing here. A legend, something whispered about on the playgrounds, and it's like, oh, I heard Michael's, and people coming up with totally wrong stuff. Some people being right on the button, but they don't know that. Um, and it's simple. 1978, Michael had his not MMO, MO. Someone saying, "Oh, he did that." They were stabbed, sharp weapon. The killer cocked his head. He refused to run. All I could hear was the breathing. Simple. Uh, he dressed the victims, or he moved the victims' bodies to various places. A lot of these MOs, modus operandi, sound like Michael. Now, why I think this will ultimately fail is because, dude, even if you think Halloween Ends is the weakest of the David Gordon Green trilogy, that sets such a standard that I, the king of Halloween, this is no exaggeration. Don't feel bad. I know some of you weirdos out there are sacrificing your cats to Satan, thinking I'm going to be the king or queen. No, dude, I am. I write. I've had scary stuff made. You ain't had nothing. But now that I'm the king of Halloween, it's just the heart and the scares, and Halloween was done right, and it was fun, and I had that level of heart. I mean, bro, it's over. Like, I just don't think there's any way you could possibly make me care more for characters than obviously Dr. Loomis, Laurie Strode, or many of the wonderful characters, given to us by the Blumhouse Halloween trilogy. So thanks for listening and watching, and have yourselves a great night or day.